Hello YouTubers, and finally, the B&M sets are actually, arriving. It took longer for them to arrive in the north because reasons, I don't know. But here they are. So today I'm taking a look at the Death to the Daleks set. Now, first thing to note is all the sets this year have gone up by £2. So yeah, I'm not surprised this happened. I'm surprised it took so long for them to actually go up in price. Not that I wanted them to, but yeah, it's 2022. Everything's going up. Thankfully, they didn't go up ridiculous amounts. So yeah, so this is the Dalek set. Now, this is like, it's so hard with this set because this set is like 99% of the way, but fucked up at the last minute. And yes, let's just get on with it. This section here is painted silver rather than black. Now, a few YouTubers who got early samples, theirs were completely black, but the final release, no, it's silver. Now, Alduar, in an interview with Batman Mark, said, yeah, it's just a factory error, the factory got it wrong. The thing is, though, this happened last year as well with the Power of the Dalek set. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, it's a factory error, can't be helped. The thing is, though, if this was a t-shirt factory making t-shirts and they forgot to put in armholes or neck holes, you won't accept it. So, if a factory fucks up like this and does it twice, 2 years running, this is unacceptable. This is just not acceptable. Basically, I'm assuming possibly character will probably be compensating for it, I imagine. But yeah, just like, how do you get this wrong 2 years in a row? And also, to the more baffling part, how come some of the samples were correct and these ones aren't? It just kind of baffles me. I mean, taking a look, here's a sound effects version. All completely black. Just, yeah, now, this one, thankfully, is an easier, less painful fix than the power one, since you just have to get basically a sort of matte black sort of match to it, which is a lot easier than getting the correct shade of grey or having to repaint all around this. So, yeah, but it's still really annoying, and it's just like, it's been two years in a row. Like, why? Anyway, getting on to the rest of the Dalek. You can see this time around they've got a slightly shinier finish than the original release, though the original releases got it right with their slightly, duller tone. Because it's weird with the history of the Dalek sets, because they started out as being marketed as, oh yeah, these are going to be more accurate, the most accurate versions, where that philosophy kind of got forgotten after like the first two sets, really. In fact, even the first two sets had a couple of issues here and there. But yeah. Still though, I will say, the rest of the Dalek, very happy with, for the most part. Now, obviously we've got the one with the orange Dome-likes re-release, but this is the first time we've had it in the newer Dome-like sculpt. I say newer, I mean it's been around for over a decade now. And we can see the machine gun, which this time is pretty rubbery compared to the original. I do have an original one somewhere. Now, for some reason, and again it's most easy to spot with these two, for some reason there's a new sculpt of the slats. Now, this doesn't look too as bad in person, but since these are vacuum-packed packages, because of the heat that they use for the glue, a lot of them have been seen on this side of basically being slightly melted because of the heat of the glue. I've been lucky with these two, the ones that I've opened here. But yeah, I'll get more into the packaging later. The thing is though, why? Because this looks a lot sloppier, to be honest, in places. This one, some of the paint is starting to rub off in places, so I'll show it on this side. But yeah, I don't think anyone was really complaining about the old slat sculpt. And also, because of the dip in the middle, which is only on one of the Daleks in Death to the Daleks, the rest of them are just regular like that. There is a one. I think it might be one of the Goon props. I can't remember off the top of my head. But on one of them it does sag a bit like this. But by doing it to that, it just means, yeah, it just changed. I don't know why this was changed. I honestly don't know why. I mean, there could be that the sculpt was damaged, possibly, but it seemed fine in the last releases, so... Yeah, it could be an Alduar thing, because Alduar does seem to have a thing of, just like, if a sculpt already exists that is perfectly fine, he will then make his own version of it. That's usually inferior. Prime example, the 4th Doctor from Terror of the Zygons. There was a sculpt of that figure, the head and everything, that already existed, that looked better, but he decided not to use it. And yeah, this one, it's alright. The thing is that I think with these and that, this one, the slacks seem too thick. These ones did seem slightly thin, but not too bad. But these ones are definitely considerably thicker as well. Now, another thing to note, and the gun is bent on my one, which I'll probably use the boiling water method, although it is straightening out a bit. That's because it's against the plastic in the side. But if you notice, the gun is not black. Yeah, it's silver yet a bloody again. I'm sure Alduar's going to blame this on a factory error. I'm sure he's going to blame it on that, but come on. Come on, like, twice in a row, the original release of this one had the silver gun, and now this one has a silver gun. And I know what you're thinking, some people are thinking, well, it's an easy fix because painting black. You shouldn't have to do it, though. You shouldn't have to fix issues with these. But yeah, the rest of it, perfectly fine, perfectly happy with. And basically, at some point, I'll probably even do a video about this. I will probably paint these sections black and paint this gun black. But yeah, you can remove the guns and swap them over if you wish, and they come out pretty easily on these ones, actually. But yeah, the reason I'm particularly annoyed at the death set is it was so close. It was this close. Like, to be honest, I could have almost forgiven the gun if this was painted black. Basically, I could have almost forgave the gun, because at least then it still looks like a proper Dalek. But this just looks, what the hell is this? Come on. No. So, yeah. Now, there is a possibility that maybe there might be some rare factory errors out there that'll actually have it correct, where it's fully black. I haven't seen one so far, but yeah, if you do see one, then do not open it. Now, speaking of the packaging, so let's take a look at the sealed one. This one I have here. So as you can see, we've got no window. Yes, this time they're just vacuum packed and stuck on as a blister card. Now, can you see the problem here is that basically there's nothing protecting any of this, and this is very, very flimsy cardboard. So yeah, these can easily get damaged and everything, but I'll show you the back as well. There's an awful lot of information on the back, which I'm sure everyone is dying to read. So there you go. Whether that information is all correct, I don't know, because sometimes it is just flat out wrong. But yeah, this means we have no custom backdrop anymore, which I wasn't really bothered about in the first place. But the main thing is that these Daleks now, basically, for the majority of people, you just have to rip them out of the packaging. Unless you're very, very careful and particular about it. So, let me show you how I did it with this. So, basically, there's a lot more tape on this packaging. There's, I'm going to move the Daleks even further back, actually, because there's tape around this side, around the top, around this side, around this bit on the front, and around this bit at the top. Then this bit comes off like that, so it's not even attached to anything anymore. And the thing is, they didn't need to do this type of packaging In fact, I made a whole separate video a little while back on how they could have used, again, just a single bubble of plastic like this, and basically just have it vacuum sealed on, except rather than gluing it on like a blister card, just have it held there basically by the box, by friction essentially, so it won't slide out. But no, they did blister card, and someone is going to say, oh well, it's to be eco-friendly. If you think any company cares about being eco-friendly, you are sadly mistaken. All they care about is their public image, and the number one thing is saving money. So yeah, this looks like, you know, just like, ooh, how do you do that? Now, some people have cut round the back section. The only thing is that it can leave, you know, an ugly mark. So what I did is snip the tape at the bottom here, and what you do is get a Stanley knife like this and cut along the bottom section here, cut along the side bit and also the corner bit, and then this thing will lift up, and then you are able to just slide the Daleks out. And then when you are done, you know, you want to put them back on display, you can slide them back in, and basically no one will be the wiser since it's cut from the bottom. So yeah, obviously if you try to open it, then obviously no. But yeah, that is basically the way I've come up with, which I think is the neatest way so far, without having any damage and that to the box. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the arse, and obviously you've got to be very careful with it. I would have showed it on camera, me cutting it, but it is very difficult to do with a camera in my face in the way. So yeah, I did it off cameras, unfortunately, for that. But yeah, it means you can just put it back in the box for later. I will fart on with that later. But yeah, overall, what do I think of this set? Well, as I said, it's like 99% of the way there. Actually, no. We'll call it 90% of the way there. Basically, that is my issue. That is my main number one issue. But also the packaging, because this packaging, as you can see over here, it doesn't really protect the Daleks. It's the thinnest layer of it's a very thin layer of vacuumed on plastic. So yeah, chances are, and it's B&M as well, that a lot of these are possibly going to get damaged. Now, I've been lucky with these two, the ones I've opened, but yeah, my gun, I'm going to have to put that in boiling water. But yeah, if only that was good. I keep going on about that, but if that was that, then basically I would have been still a bit annoyed about the gun, but I could have lived with it. You know, that would have been perfectly fine. But this is just no. This is just no. And I think on this one, since it's black and silver, this one is even more noticeable, I'd say, than the power ones. But I'd still recommend it. I'd still recommend this set. It is a good army building set. But I would recommend that you paint this section. Basically, just get some paint and just paint that section there. I'll probably do a separate video on that. But yeah, and also if you are painting it, I'd recommend taking these slats off, which hopefully shouldn't be too difficult. It wasn't too difficult on those older ones, but yeah, there we go, people. There we go.